All right, my friends, it's Diaz man. How you doing? I hope all's going well with you and your world. Anyway, I finally decided to put up another video. So this is kind of a little bit of a mixed video. So there's going to be a little bit when I went up to Solvang. Solvang is this little town in near Santa Barbara. It's kind of a Danish themed town. My mom thinks there's a bunch of witches live there. She calls it Witch Town because supposedly back in the 70s it was known for some, some magical activity out there. I don't know if it's true, but that's the story. So this video, and I'm also going to do a little bit, put a little footage of when I went to the Long Beach motorcycle swap meet and when I went to the museum, because this past Monday that just passed was my birthday. So last Monday, September the 12th, was my birthday. Today I think it's the 16th. I should have looked, but I'm pretty sure it's the 16th of September 2022. And we're going to talk a little bit about boots, because I know most of you guys who tune into my channel for some reason only want to talk about the boots and don't want to talk about anything else. Even though I like to talk about motorcycles, the guitar here, just boots always seems to be the topic of conversation. But anyway, I'm going to first start with a little bit of clip. This clip actually could be a little bit about boots as well, because my motorcycle friend comments on my big boots. By the way, more on my West Coast today. And then I want to talk a little bit about this guy who did a survey about boots, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I'm going to talk about that a bit. So a lot of stuff, there's a YouTuber named Mark who does a show called Biker Bits, and he also has a show called Man Cave Tuesdays, I think it's called. And he's from Australia, and he basically does a show with various things, various clips. So some of it could be him fixing his bike, some of it could be doing his his lawn, or maybe just taking a walk or whatever. And he basically just has a bunch of segments in his one little video called Man Cave Tuesdays. So I think I'm going to do something like that today, where it's just like a bunch of clips and me coming in every so often to talk about whatever. So let's get the magic going. So this first part of this first video you're going to see is about Solvang, or as my mom calls it, Witch Town, which is near Santa Barbara. So I'm going to just let you enjoy the magic, and when I come back, we'll talk about some boot magic and some other stuff, so stick with me. All right, so I'm out with my friends. We're heading up to Solvang, also known as Witch Town. That's what I hear. But right now we're in Ventura and grabbing ourselves a cold wine. So checking out the fun. I'm out here getting a beer and chilling. I'm having this crazy beer here. It's called, what is it called? Black Hop Down. Black Hop Down. And for my many fans of my boots, yes, I'm wearing my big boots. And I'm making a video here. Johnny, tell me how much you love my boots. How you live for my boots. You think they're the best boots ever.
Yeah, nice boots.
They've been giving me grief over my boots.
Boots are happening.
All right, it takes a real man to wear this kind of boots. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of confidence.
Takes a real man to wear boxers. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, we're on our way to Solvang. We're here in Solvang. Just checking this out. My mom calls this place Witch Town. She says witches live here. I don't know if that's true, but anyway. It's supposed to be known for German, Danish. They got a little horse action going over there. Got the crew over here. That's me, my big boots right there. Everybody loves the boots. How you doing? You're videotaping? It's like some kind of, we're entering a time warp or something.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here at Solvang. Checking out to say we're going to eat someplace, but there's an hour wait, so we're not waiting an hour. We got some fashion place over there. Look at this. It's a cool little place up here near Santa Barbara. Witch Town. So this is a cool little town. We're waiting for our food. Well, we're waiting 15 minutes to eat somewhere. So, but anyway. That's the music there. I wonder if he knows any Slayer or any Megadeth. Oh, they got another restaurant over here, the Red Viking. How you doing out there, my friends? Welcome back to the magic. So yeah, that was Solvang, and as you saw in the clip, when I went with my friends, my motorcycle friends, for a little ride up to Witch Town, as my mom likes to call it, because supposedly witches live there, and they practice their black magic. Or maybe white magic. I guess this should be fair to the witches, because it could be white magic. I don't know. I actually know a few witches, and they always say they practice white magic. Some practice something called sex magic. I don't ask too many questions, but you know, use your imagination. But anyway, when I was there, you know, I was wearing my tall boots when I went on that ride, and you know, my friends were like, "Oh, Oz, you with these boots?" They start calling me Boots instead of calling me Oz. They call me Boots. So there, when they see me, they go, "Hey, Boots!" But you know, I love these things. Like can I say, I love the tall boots, and I'm actually really about to pull the trigger on buying another pair of tall Wescos, probably in the next couple of months. But unfortunately, Wesco is really behind in their. I guess they're behind. What do you call it? In building their boots, so they have a lot of demand right now. And they don't. I guess they're short on workers. At least that's what I hear. That's word on the street. So they take up to a year now to build custom Wesco boots. So I'm probably going to put in my order in the next month or so, and then. But I probably won't get my new boots until maybe the end of 2024, if you can believe it. But I do want one more pair of Wesco tall boots because I love Wesco, love the tall boots, and yeah, I just want another pair. I already have, of course, my Daners. I still got my Daner boots here, you know, which I have a video about, a couple of videos about. And I do like the Daner. They have grown on me a lot, these Daner tall boots. But I got to say, I don't know, there's something about the Wescos I just really like. I went to a store recently and they were selling Wesco and whites boots. Now I've never owned a pair of whites. I've heard good things about whites, but I've never owned a pair. But when I compared the whites and the Wesco, I don't know, just the feeling in my hands, it just felt like the Wesco had a little bit more, you know, than the whites. But the whites, from what I hear, they make an amazing boot. So I can't, you know, and I don't own any, so I can't sit here and say don't buy whites. I mean, I may buy a pair of whites. They don't make tall boots though. Whites only make, they do make these kind of engineer boots, or as Wesco calls them, boss boots. But this is about as tall as Whites makes them. So Whites doesn't make these 18 inches or anything above, I guess, 11 or 12 inches. So if you really want a tall boot, you got to go, you know, Wesco, Daner, Chippewa, something like that. But I wanted to make a little comment because, you know, since boots have been on my mind lately, and I've been thinking about buying another pair of boots, another pair of tall boots. I've been doing some research and talking to people about boots, and one thing interesting came in one of my conversations. I was actually talking to, well, I'm trying to keep my thoughts in order here. So let's start off with this meeting I had with this transgender lady. So I met this transgender lady, and I was wearing my tall boots, and she asked me if I was a leather man. And I was like, a leather man? You know, she goes, yeah, you know, like the guys who dress all in leather, you know. They're, especially, you all know the leather men. They're well known in the San Francisco gay scene. You know, it's always a guy, like, think about the Village People. You remember the Village People, YMCA? The dude, one of the guys in that band was a leather man, right? I think his name was Glenn Hughes. And he wore the cap and the leather jacket and the whole ball of wax. Even though I don't think he wore tall boots, ironically. Don't think he did. But anyway, he had the biker look. And I said, no, I'm not really a leather man per se. I just like tall boots, because obviously this is not leather and my pants are not leather. Anyway, she goes, oh, okay. But she says, well, I thought you might be, because I don't know if you know, but that whole Leatherman scene that in San Francisco, New York, that whole scene is kind of dying off. And I was like, what do you mean dying off? What's you talking about? And then she's like, oh yeah, most of the homosexual community now is going for latex clothing, and they're dressed in, I guess she called it feral or puppy play, where they dress like a dog or something. And I was like, that can't be possible. And but as I've done research, yeah, it looks like that is possible, and it looks like that's what's happening. So I was a little surprised, because the reason I'm bringing all this up is because in the Leatherman scene, in that scene, a lot of the guys, they wear tall boots. It's just part of their whole leather ensemble. So if the Leatherman scene is dying off, that means that less people will be promoting and wearing tall boots, which I think is lame, because I'm actually trying very hard to have more and more people, especially men, wear tall boots. Women wear tall boots all the time, but men don't, because for some reason it's seen as peacocking, or being there was another expression I recently heard. What did they say? Being out there or something like that. I was watching this a YouTube guy who's a motorcyclist, and he had a pair of tall boots. They weren't Wesco, they were like this motorcycle brand boot. But he was like, oh, I really like wearing tall boots. And his friend goes, yeah, but you stand out with those boots. People like stare at you. You should just wear like regular size boots. And he goes, yeah, but I really like tall boots. And I sympathize with the guy. I was watching the video, I'm like, yeah, I like tall boots too. Why am I forced to wear short boots? Because everybody wants me to somehow comply with the look of I guess a regular biker who wears his short, his shorties here with his pants over it. And mind you, I've worn these boots a lot, so it's not like I never wear these kind of boots. But if I have a preference when I ride my bike or whatever, I like to wear these tall boots. They're just comfortable. They feel good. They look good. I just like them. So I actually, when I was watching this video, thought that was really interesting. That here's a guy who likes tall boots. He's a motorcyclist, likes to wear the tall boots when he rides his motorcycle. But he's being criticized. He's being like, oh man, come on, dude. Nobody wants to see you in those boots. You look ridiculous. Put on a pair of regular boots. But I think that whole mindset's got to change. That's just my opinion. Okay, I see a lot of bikers. Everybody has boots, but very few people wear the tall boots unless you're a policeman, a motorcycle cop or something. But I don't know. I find that very unfortunate myself. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, yeah. So the Leatherman scene, I was really shocked to hear that the Leatherman scene is fading away, and I guess it's just not what it used to be back in like the 70s, 80s, and all that stuff. Which is a shame, because I'm a big fan of big tall boots, as you know. I like leather. I'm not a huge leather guy in the sense that I don't really own a lot of leather pants, or I have a couple leather jackets, but they're more like motorcycle jackets. There's that one. There's a famous. What is the name of that place? Oh, I forgot the name. There's a very famous leather company in Portland. God, what is the name? Lepwitz? Something with an L. But anyway, they make these very fancy, expensive leather jackets and pants. I can't remember the name. Oh well, I'm sure somebody can mention in the comments. But I personally, if I were to buy leather pants or a leather shirt or something like that, I'm not looking for something fancy. I just want something that's more useful. But in general, I like leather. I like tall boots, and I like regular leather jackets. But that's about as far as it goes. Don't really have leather shirts. I have like one, but I hardly ever wear it. And as far as leather pants, I have one pair of pants. Actually, I have two pairs. One doesn't really fit me because I'm, gaining a little weight. And the other one does still fit me, but the only time I really wear it is if I'm going to a costume event, like a Renaissance fair or something that requires me to wear leather pants, maybe a party of some kind, but it's not really my, if I ride my bike, I usually wear jeans. These jeans are great, by the way. These are Draco Renegade jeans. Great jeans. But anyway, even these are kind of faded. I gotta get some new pair. But anyway, I just wanted to make those comments about boots. And before we leave this next section that I'm going to show you a video it's a very short section. I went to the Long Beach motorcycle swap meet where they sell motorcycle parts and people come and show off their bikes. I didn't do much videotaping because my friends showed up and we started talking and we went for a ride. But I was wearing my tall boots and I was there, so I just thought, and I'm trying to practice with this new angle with my GoPro. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that. You know, check it out. And when you come back, we'll talk some more about boots and other subjects. So, see you in a bit. Or as that guy, Mark from Australia likes to say, what does he like to say? Oh, I hope you had a ripping good week. I can't do the Australian accent, but anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Check out the video. I'm here at the Long Beach swap meet. I'm trying to see what I can find out here. Alright, so this is a Long Beach swap meet. That happens once a month out here in Long Beach. So I'm gonna just look around a bit and see what I see. Alright guys, I was at the Long Beach swap meet, saw some biker friends, and then I was at the Salty Dog bar, but now I'm heading home. So didn't do too much recording, but I think this video is just gonna be a mixture of a bunch of stuff. Anyway, keep rocking. Alright guys, welcome back to the magic. So yeah, that was the Long Beach motorcycle show. It was a good show. I try to go there every month. They have it once a month, and you know, check it out. When I used to have my chopper, I have a Road Glide now, but when I used to have my chopper, I used to go there all the time looking for parts. But now I just go just to check out the bikes and see if there's anything interesting there. So that's it. But I want to talk a little bit more about boots, only because I saw another video on YouTube where this guy, what was his name? Gentleman's Journey. I guess he's a boot guy too. He doesn't talk about tall boots, he just talks about regular boots. But one thing he did that I thought was really interesting is he went to like a motorcycle rally, and he talked to every biker there, and he asked them what kind of motorcycle they ride and what kind of boots they wear. And I was really interested because nobody mentioned Wesco, which I thought was shocking. I mean, how can you ride a motorcycle and not wear Wesco? That's just crazy talk. But yeah, nobody did. But I just wrote down a few notes I remembered. But the boots that seem to be like the winners, the two big winner boots that most motorcycle winners, I should say, not winter, but winners, is Red Wings. I've never been a big fan of Red Wing boots, but apparently maybe I should check them out because almost every biker was wearing Red Wing boots. They seemed to love that boot. So I don't know, that was a biggie. The second biggie, to my surprise, was country boots. So, and the big one being Justin country boots. And the subgenre of that was ostrich Justin country boots. I was shocked how many people had country boots as their motorcycle boot, and it happened to be ostrich on top of that. Now I have country boots here. These are my Lucchese's right there, great boots. When I go country line dance and I wear these puppies, and every once in a while I like to check out a rodeo, and I wear these because, you know, can't be wearing West Coast tall boots at a rodeo. I mean, are we talking crazy talk or what? So, but these are great boots, Lucchese. I love Lucchese. But I would never wear this on the motorcycle because look at the bottom there. These are made for like line dancing or two-stepping or whatever. They're not made for riding a motorcycle. I mean, look at the treads on this puppy and look at the treads on that. I mean, come on, you know, it's ridiculous, crazy talk. But other things that motorcycle people wore, which I thought was interesting, is a lot of people wore Vans, those tennis shoes Vans, super popular. Okay, I wouldn't wear tennis shoes when I ride, but that's just me. Sandals, if you can believe it, a lot of people wore sandals. And Doc Martens. Oh, so I actually do have a pair of Doc Martens. Now, never did a video. Oh, right. We got cut off there, but I was just commenting that a lot of the guys who this dude saw were wearing Doc Marten boots, and these motorcycle guys were wearing Doc Marten boots, and I also have a pair of Doc Marten boots right here. Now, I never did a video on these boots just because, I don't know, I never got around to it, and it's just Doc Martens. I mean, everybody knows Doc Martens. These are the punk rock boots. If you were a punker, you know, back in the day, you would wear some Doc Martens because that shows you were legit. You were a legit punker. But basically, I bought these because they were on sale, and they're comfortable. I mean, they don't blow my mind or anything, but I bought them mainly to go out socializing with. So if I go on a date or I hang out with friends and I go get a drink, something along those lines, maybe if I go to a party, I'll wear these puppies. So yeah, they're not bad boots. They're comfortable, but you know, they're just Doc Martens. You know, so if you're a punker, you know, a punk rocker, and you want to be legit, get some Doc Martens. And I guess if you're a biker, you can wear them because these were one of the more popular boots in the biker when the guy was interviewing people who ride motorcycles and wore boots. So just interesting. Oh, the other boot that was hugely popular was the Harley Davidson boot. So a lot of guys, he would ask them, well, what boot you have? What motorcycle you ride, and what boots do you wear? And they would say, oh, I ride a Street Glide. And then they go, oh, I wear Harley Davidson boots. And, you know, if you don't know, Harley Davidson doesn't make boots. They just basically license their name, right? So if you bought, now these are West Coast, but let's just say these were just a plain Jane ordinary boot that's made in China. Well, that company, like say for instance Dingo, I have a pair of Dingo, it's in my closet, but anyway, say you have a Dingo. So Dingo might say, hey Harley, why don't you let us use your name and we will sell a Harley Davidson boot. And then Harley gets a kickback or whatever, and then they put the Harley Davidson logo here, and guess what? Your Dingo boot is now a Harley Davidson boot. But it's still just a Dingo boot with a Harley Davidson logo. I could put a Harley Davidson, this is a Wesco, I could get like a Harley Davidson sticker or a patch or something, sew it on here, and say, hey, surprise, surprise, Harley Davidson Wesco. $3,000 if you want to buy it. I know, but, so that's why I never buy Harley Davidson boots, because I know they're not really a Harley Davidson, they just got the name. That's all they have. It's like this t-shirt is a Harley Davidson t-shirt. It's just a regular t-shirt that they license the name, and they put an iron on or whatever, they screen, I don't know, like however they put these logos on the shirt, that's what they did. But it's just a regular shirt. Harley Davidson does not make clothes, they make motorcycles. So if you see a Harley Davidson boot or Harley Davidson jacket, that's usually some other company, probably in China or Taiwan or, you know, Korea or maybe Pakistan, and they just, you know, they just put on the Harley Davidson logo and that's it. So just FYI on that. But anyway, they were popular. A lot of people had the Harley Davidson boot, and one guy, I don't know if I believe this, but he claimed that he's been wearing the exact same Harley Davidson boot for 30 years. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not too sure I'm buying that 30 years. Not that you can't have a boot for 30 years, but you would have to resole it. It depends how much you wear it, you know. Like this Wesco, I've had them already for about 7 years or so, and they're great boots. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I was thinking about I'm thinking I'm going to buy a new pair. I'm pretty sure I will. But really, these boots are in pretty good shape. I could even send them to Wesco and have them rebuilt. But you know, I just feel like having another pair. But yeah, these boots could probably last 30 years, you know, easily. But I guess it all depends how much you wear them and everything. And as a matter of fact, I was reading up. There's another guy who does videos here, and if you're a boot person, especially if you're a Wesco person, you might have encountered him. I think his name is Booted Harley Guy. I think that's his name. And he does a lot of reviews on Wesco, Chippewa. He hasn't been doing them lately, but I read his blog, and he was mentioned that he doesn't wear Wesco boots anymore, or Wesco tall boots, because they're heavy, and because when you know, if you're not riding the bike, you're walking around, and it gets tiring. And I mean, I sort of understand what he's saying. These boots are heavy. They're not light. Like if the Daner boots, these tall Daners, they're way lighter. These are way lighter. So, if heaviness in a boot is a factor for you, you might want to, and you want a tall boot, you might want to get one of these Daners here, or Chippewa. And then there's also another brand called All American. I'm never going to buy an All American boot because those boots are very similar to these Daners. And a lot of motorcycle policemen wear these kind of boots, all American boots in this style. But one thing about when I bought these Daners, one thing I've learned about myself, I am not a shiny boot guy. I like my boots to have this kind of matte, oil tan kind of look. The shininess, I don't know. I'm just not a shiny boot kind of dude. I don't know why. But I do like these boots, and I do occasionally wear them, but it's not my go-to boot. The Wescos are definitely my go-to boot. But anyway, I'm going to show you this next segment now. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, it was my birthday on Monday that just passed. And I celebrated it on the day before, which was Sunday the 11th with my family. But on Monday, everybody was work, everyone's got commitments, so I decided just to do a solo day for me, celebrate my birthday. So I got on my bike, I rode up Mulholland Canyon, and then I went to check out the museums. So I always wanted to see the space shuttle, and I always wanted to see the dinosaur exhibit there at the Natural History Museum. So this next video you're going to see, this next section, is basically me doing that. And so why don't you check it out, and when you're done with that, we're going to come back, we're going to have some more fun, we're going to wrap this video up a bit, and then that'll be that. So see you in a bit. Right, up here in Mulholland Drive, on my way just for a ride. You know, today is September 12th, 2022. It's actually my birthday. And yes, I'm a big 5'3", 53. Can you believe it? How did I get so old? I can remember just yesterday I was 21, but oh well. Anyway, I decided to go for a ride. You know, my whole time living here in LA, I don't think I ever went down all the way to Mulholland, all the way to the end. So that's what I'm going to do today. And then maybe go stop by a few other places along the way. But anyway, here's Mulholland. I'm going to show you a little bit of the view. All right. See, and then we got got a big house up there. Got a helicopter. Got fancy cars coming down the way. Look at this guy. Badass. He's showing how cool he is. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's a hell of a day. It's not too bad temperature-wise. I thought it'd be a little hotter, but it's actually not too bad. Compared to the last couple of days here, it's actually kind of cool. Anyway, I'm just going to make a little pit stop here. I just wanted to take a quick shot. So, there you go, huh? This is, by the way, Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills, where the rich people live, just in case you're wondering. So if you don't live in Beverly Hills, don't worry. One day you'll win the lottery or you'll make a lot of money and you can live up here too. Anyway, you know, whenever I'm up here, I always think of the Eagles. You know, for some reason, this area reminds me of the Eagles a lot, the band. I don't know why. Anyway, they also got this little path back here. I've never even seen this path before. I don't know how far this thing goes. We'll just go a little bit over here and check it out. See, you learn something new every day. Lived in LA my whole life, never been to this little section. So let's just take a quick look before we head out again. Look at that. Got a fountain. Maybe I'll get a drink of water. Looks like you can hike. Oh, no, actually not much of a hike. It looks like it. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does go down somewhere. But I don't want to go too far. But look at that. Huh? Pretty cool. All right. I'm at the Natural History Museum. I'm going to check out what there is to see. All right, I'm here at the Natural History Museum, checking out the magic. So let's turn this around and let me show you what we see. We got some elephants. I don't know what these things are called. Buffalo, I guess? Giraffe. This is pretty cool. It reminds me of that movie, Night in the Museum. Look at these dinosaurs. Hard to believe these things walked the earth. Look at this thing. It's humongous. Damn. This one just blows my mind. Man. Look how humongous it is. Wow, that is huge. I don't even know what the name of this thing is. What does it say here? I guess it's this thing. 70 feet long. Wow, that is just crazy. That is insane. This is one of those, I guess, what do they call them? Dead dinosaurs or something? But man, this is cool. Look at this. It's blowing my mind. I've always liked dinosaurs, but I think everybody likes dinosaurs. Very cool. This is pretty cool. Looks like it recreates somebody riding in a carriage back in the day here in Los Angeles. And all there was desert in the background. This is like the Los Angeles section of the museum. It's pretty cool. I gotta say, this museum has impressed me. I didn't think it'd be so impressive. We got some famous movie stars. I think that's Betty Davis right there. Of course, Shirley Temple. Charlie Chaplin. Just to name a few. Very cool. Very cool. I think that's the booster rocket for the space shuttle. Wow, that thing's huge. I'm on my way to the Science Museum. I don't know if you enter this way or that way. I guess I'm supposed to go to the front of the building. Look at that thing, it's humongous. Anyway, I just left the Natural History Museum over there. It was pretty darn cool. Now I'm heading to the Science Museum. I think you're supposed to do one museum per day, but I don't have that kind of luxury because I'm busy. I got to go back to work tomorrow. So I am going to try to do both today because I really want to see the space shuttle. And I remember when the space shuttle was flying over here to be moved over here, so it was in the sky, so I kind of want to see it. Anyway, I don't know what they're building over there, but that looks pretty kind of cool. That's kind of futuristic. So I don't know if that's another museum or what. think this is the Coliseum over here. Not a big football fan, but you know, USC plays there, the Trojans. I want to show this real quick to you. This is the symbol from the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. My dad was a huge pin collector, and he back in that time he got all these 1984 pins. But that's kind of cool. Alright, so we're now in the Endeavor part here. Looks like that's a space simulation for $6, which I think I'm going to pass on. I've already been spending money like a crazy man. But this, I guess, is a reproduction of what the launch mission control, I guess. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't know what this is supposed to do. I think it's the side of something or another. I think the rocket booster or whatever. Pretty cool. Ridiculous minutes that. Look at that. Oh, probably. Look at that, huh? Pretty cool. Ah, there she is. Wow. That is amazing. This thing was in space. Man, it looks like it's been in space. Got the American flag. That is badass. Look at that. You know, when I was younger, I always wanted to be an astronaut. But everybody told me it'd be a lot of math. So I didn't do it. I guess they got Space Lab over there. Got some gift shops here. I might have to buy something. Maybe the next souvenir says NASA. Look at this thing. It's hard to believe this thing was in space. Oh my God. It's beautiful. I really believe we got to get back into space. That is crazy. Let me see if I can get further back here. Wow. Oh, I'll pull this thing back. Look at that. Wow. That thing was in space. Did I mention that? Crazy. Very cool. Very, very cool. Wow. This thing's amazing. American flag there. Very cool.
Isn't that the engine? The black? Yeah.
Yeah, look at those things.
Like the sun. It's like the sun.
This is something called Space Lab. I guess they lived in here, I suppose. Wow. This is beautiful. Amazing. Just amazing. I think this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's too bad we don't fly these shuttles anymore. I just think they're gorgeous. I'm glad I came. This is the Gemini 11 capsule that I guess the astronauts took up to space or the moon. I'm not too sure exactly, but it's pretty tiny. And this one here is the one that they sent up a monkey. So the monkey sat in this thingamajig, and this is its capsule. So I guess it's called the Mercury Redstone. Kind of crazy. You know, when as a kid, I always thought these things were huge, but now I'm looking at them up close. They're kind of small. You know, even the satellites look a little smaller than I picture in my mind. But still, pretty darn cool. I gotta tell you, I'm very impressed with this place. I could be wrong, but I think this is what they sent up to space to see Saturn and Jupiter, and basically is now flying out into the farthest parts of the universe. I think there's a record on there somewhere. Maybe they got Led Zeppelin on there. Alright, we got a couple of Air Force jets there. So I'm at the upper level. Doesn't seem like there's much happening. They have an Angkor Lost Empire in Cambodia. But it doesn't look like it's open. So, but oh well. Let's see if there's anything up here worthwhile. Casa del Fuego Apartments. Okay, so basically Casa del Fuego is this display to get people to be, I guess, more fire conscious of their environment. So it's just kind of an educational thing, but interesting nonetheless. All right, I just left the what is it, the California Science Center. And I'm taking a little walk here in this little garden they got out here. It looks like they got a couple more planes or something in the background. I'm not sure where I'm heading to. There's a fancy looking building in front of me, so I'm going to check it out. Anyway, it's been an interesting day so far. I'm glad I decided to check out these museums. You know, I lived in Los Angeles all my life. Well, not all my life. I lived in San Francisco and San Diego for a while. But for some reason, I guess never came here before. I always thought I did. Maybe as a kid. I think I came once as a kid, but on a field trip. But I don't remember anything, to be honest. And like when I come here, it's like, wow, there's dinosaurs and the space shuttle. You know, kind of crazy. Anyway, I'm walking to this thing called, looks like the Walter Endenberg building. So I don't know if I can go inside, but we'll see. All right, I was just told that you do not walk into that building. It's a secret building. Secret. So they told me I had to walk around like a sucker. Oh, well. Anyway, I want to see these planes, and then I'm going to check out the museum a little bit more. Then I'm going to get back on the motorcycle and ride like the wind. Alrighty, I'm done with the museum. It was a good adventure. If you haven't been to your local museum recently, I think you should check it out. But I'm a little tired now, so I'm about to pick up the motorcycle and head out to the ride. Until next time, my friends, you know, keep rocking, and I'll talk to you in the flip-flop. All right, friends. So I'm going to wrap up the video now. I hope you liked it. You know, I don't make a lot of videos, and when I do put a video up, to be honest, it's a lot about just for myself. I'm not really always asking. I never ask anybody to subscribe or hit that, smash that like button or any of that kind of stuff, because the videos I'm posting on YouTube, I don't know, I just kind of want to look back at these videos as I get older and just sort of see where I am at that point in my life. The other day I was looking at some of my very old videos, like my reviews on Wesco and Chippewa. That video is very popular. There was a review on Darth Vader costume. That's very popular. So I like to look at those old videos and see, well, look, first off, I'm shocked at how old I'm getting. I mean, I'm getting old. But also just, you know, where I am in life. So that's why I'm not like posting every week or every other week. I mean, I'm going to try to post more. But, you know, I don't want to post stuff that's not interesting for me to look back on, or even if whoever might be stumbling on my videos. I do a lot of boot stuff just because I have noticed that most of my subscribers seem to like boots a lot. So, you know, I always want to bring some boot stuff in there. But as you already know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I like to talk about motorcycles and guitar and heavy metal music and a bunch of other stuff. So, you know, maybe I'll try to throw in all that. So, I don't know when my next video will come out, you know, don't have any rhyme or reason. And until next time, my friends, you know, ride like the wind, don't let that wind ride you. And I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.